All right, we are live now. Gotta tighten everything up here and reorganize the camera a little bit. This seems to be a little bit wider than I initially anticipated, but here we are. And I'm gonna show off the fan next to me. All right, we're back here for another live stream, and this is obviously me, a little fever here. And so we're gonna be here running some trains, as well as celebrating 300 subscribers on the channel here. I think we're at 303 right now as the kind of live stream here now. And so instead of doing one of those big long form videos that I did for the 50 and the 100 and 200 subscriber videos, I just plan on doing a live stream here. And I have been a little bit late since I've been at 300 for about a week now. But here we are. And so I'm ready to run some trains here. You got the entire selection of my locomotives. I believe there's some in the shelves. I'll get those out pretty soon here. But we'll be running on here. I kind of got 2 trains set up, as well as some cars that I can swap in and other things like that, because some of these don't all have the same coupler. But here I am. And so before we actually get any trains here, I would like to show off some signs that I got. And as I sent you guys in a poll, talking about making a video about the National Museum of Transportation, I got a sign while I was there. So I don't know if I'll just hang this up in the back wall back there or something. But I thought it was a pretty cool sign, and it's the only sign they had there that it said the actual name of it. So, National Museum of Transportation. I'll just leave this on the grass right now. Boom. I think that's in shot. Whatever. It's all live, so it doesn't terribly matter much. And then I actually got a second sign, but it kind of doesn't fit this channel a little bit here. And so it's Lionel Trains. I think this is the same price as the other sign, but I got this at a sign store. Just looking through some stuff, and this kind of popped up. So, yeah, this is the new sign. This might also go on the back wall like the other one. You'll see, just be hanging up on the blue, kind of. You'll see it a little bit cut off here, but like that. I might not. I might just put it in my room too, but yeah. Here, I'll also leave this one on the layout. There we go. I might actually put something to prop those up. But yeah, those 2 signs there. So now let's actually get some trains running on the left here. And so I'm just going to grab one of mine from the little closet shelf area I got. Showed that off in a video. And so let's grab a little small one. Get two Tyco locomotives to start here. And so we got an Alco C430, and well, as the number implies. And this locomotive never existed with this running number in real life, but we're going to be running it today. And so right now I'm going to put it on the inside line. Actually, no, I'm going to put it on the outside. It runs better on the outside line. Wow. Well, things like that really do happen on a live stream. No idea how that happened, and it kind of makes me a little bit angry that happened. This guy just bombed off the edge here, so I don't know if the camera will fully focus on it. But yeah, I think that knocked loose the weight inside of it. So I'm going to have to crack this guy open eventually and see what's up with it, because it should not be making those sounds. So I think I'm going to retire this guy for right now, so it's not going to be running in the live stream, because I don't want it flopping and falling around. And so I'll just replace it with this little car at the front here. And so, hook it up, see if it wants to play along. Yeah. And gotta turn on track power too. I don't think I have my controllers turned on, so I can't launch them just yet. But there you go. Duck under there. There you go. Turn on the switch. And so now let's go to the second locomotive. And this one will not mate up with its train either, because it has horn hooks, and this entire train has knuckle couplers. So I'll grab a conversion car real quick. And I gotta remember where to put the conversion car. I think I found it. Nope, I did not. There it is. Found it. It's in my little wooden shelf over on the far side of the table. I also have a video on that one too. Set it up. I'll put these guys to the side so I can get them together. Oh, there you go. Now they're good. All right. I guess they'll both be going the same direction this time. In real life, they shouldn't, because it should be on the right side. Just like how we drive in America here. But set the locomotives off here. Now it's about to get a lot louder since they're both Tyco units. And it did just lose the end of the train again. See if I can chase and get there. There we go. I'll turn that. Thank you, pal, for stopping too. Well, things that really only happen on live streams, I guess. Jeez. That was a little too fast. Bang! Did not need to set it off that aggressively. There we go. Entire train is coupled. Now let's set it off. There we go. Now it's running all right. Now you can just see it in the background there. Hopefully it doesn't lose its cars or stop on that point. There. Turn it up a little bit so that it doesn't stop as much. Alright, give it a little bit more juice, but it hasn't accelerated terribly much. Alright, second one here. Let's just set off the other train. Man, this car really decided it just did not want to play ball today. So, this car here fell off the table again, which is lovely. It got smacked by the oncoming freight train on the outer line, and it busted into two. And so that is absolutely delightful. Hello there, we have somebody else joined. So what you just missed is freight car falling off the table here, and it broke into 3 bits. That's why its weight was loose. And so, hey, this will be something for me to maybe do a video on or just fix off camera. Wow, that is an interesting start to a live stream here. So now, I'm going to set all this on the floor here. Just get that out of the way, because that is just absolutely lovely. And I'll speed up that Santa Fe, guys, so we just... There we go. Might rock it a little bit now. There we go. Alright, now he's doing a little bit of rocketing here, so he won't be stopping there anymore. So that's good and alright and dandy right now, but it is just really ripping down that line. But we'll let these trains go for a little bit and see what happens in the end. Maybe they'll smack something and derail something again. So that's just going to be lovely. Yeah. I don't know, I haven't ran my trains in a while. I haven't been able to, so that's another reason why I haven't been able to make videos. So a lot of these engines haven't run in a while, so they're just getting used to running again. Now, I'm actually going to check the floor right now to make sure that there's nothing that's dropped off and broke off that boxcar that cracked open. And so I'm not seeing anything over here, so I think we're good. I don't think anything broke like that. And so, there we go. These trains will be running for a little while here. Maybe when we get about 10 minutes into the stream, I'll pull these guys off. But yeah, this stream will maybe be hour to an hour and a half, so that's kind of how it'll be here. And so we've already had a delightful start to the stream, which is kind of funny and all that way. But yeah, this is the first video I am shooting with the new tripod here, so the camera's on that. And so yeah, that'll be... It's nice to have it. It has its own little auto level in the surface and everything. But I haven't been able to shoot any videos with it, so this is our first shot at it. And so now I'm going to pull off that little switch here. There. As it's ripping around really fast just to keep it from stopping. But we'll set it in the sidings, showing that it's done for the day. And so this boy, we'll just, I don't know, we'll set it by the train ticket sign. There. All right, I'll set it there for now. All right, now what locomotive run next is up to you guys. And so whatever you guys say in the comments, or if you don't say something for a few minutes, I'll just pick something myself, as I normally do with these live streams here. And so, yeah, I'll couple these back up because these keep coming undone, which is a little annoying. There we go. I might have to eventually move that so they stop uncoupling. But yeah, gotta clean up a little bit after that fall that happened. HO scale? Yeah, this is all HO scale. The table's about 8 foot long and about 5 feet deep. And so, yeah, this is where I get all my trains done. There is some exciting news about the future with all this model train stuff here, because I might be getting a little modular table that'll be able to work with my local model train club. And so that'll just fit in pretty nicely. Or it probably won't connect to this layout because it'll be, I think it's Atlas track instead of this Bachmann. Yeah, I saw the line out. Yeah, I know. I saw the sign. I got the sign, and I was like, I realized they're mainly O gauge, so I'm like, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if that's like a cardinal sin or anything, but I thought I'll just get it because I don't normally see train things. You know, the only train memorabilia I have in here is like a train poster from the Eyewitness like wall chart or that book that I have, and then there's also one on the far wall over there. I can pop up and get a photo of that. There you go. There's that other poster. All right, I'll straighten this back up. But yeah, those are. I wanted to get some new decoration for the whole layout and everything like that. And so right now, I think, well, we ran a smaller locomotive just before, so I'll get another troublemaker out of the way, and I'll grab this one. Yep. And so this is our, well, I think it's FP45 or PF45, something I believe like that. I have a sticky note. I can read the sticky note. I always forget the name of this locomotive. Yeah. There you have it. SDFP45. There you go. I always forget what this locomotive is because it doesn't look like the actual prototypes. It has some different paint markings and everything like that. And so, I'm going to slide this guy on the track over here. Ooh, yeah. Can't really push it down the line because it's got traction tires. Alright, look at. Oh, this one does have knuckle couplers, that's nice, so I can hook it up just straight to the knuckle couplers. That is if they want to play along. There we go. I don't know how well that'll work. They kind of look like they're at different heights. But I'll try to set this one off. And, well, there. This guy's coming off. He's uncoupled from the other one too many times. So I'm going to just see if I... Yeah, I'm going to stop it all and then try to reconfigure this train because that's a whole lot of fun. And I guess this is a passenger locomotive, so I might as well take the freight cars off and put passenger coaches on, and maybe that'll work a little bit better. So I'll do that right now, though. Just set these freight cars off to the side, around here beside the table. There we go. Yep, I gotta go to the drawer and get some passenger cars. Easy track, just try to say. Yeah, this is all Bachmann Easy Track. This is the nickel silver kind, so it's got the gray rails, or the gray road beds. If you're going for Bachmann Easy Track, always go for the gray. It's way easier to clean. It's, it conducts better, so your trains run more smoothly on the lines. And so, I mean, I chose it because before this I had a ground layout, so it was just on the carpet. And so it worked well for just on the carpet stuff, so I just moved it up onto a table in the past few years here. And so it's pretty easy. It all expands with each other, but it can be a little more difficult getting things like turntables because this Atlas one here is about $40, but it doesn't actually work with the Bachmann Easy Track system. So I had to get some little jumpers to get in between there. And I'm telling you, it's way better to get this turntable than the Bachmann one because $40 is better than $200 or $180. And so that's why I mainly got that turntable. Do you recommend it? Oh, for a modular? No. if you're Bachmann Easy Track for a modular, I'd say no. First of all, yeah, like I said earlier, there's less flexibility. There's less available in different parts that you can easily make. It's harder to make curves and other things like that. And it's not as easy to slide and click together, so it's harder to use because a lot of this plastic stuff is pretty brittle underneath it all. And so that's how I was able to make this turntable and everything, because the pieces were cracked. And so, I mean, they lost their hooks, so I could easily just slide it on. But I'd say for a modular, no, I'd go for like some sort of Atlas or Pico track, and then put like a cork road bed. They sell that stuff online. I don't know where because I haven't used that yet. But yeah, there's the cork road bed that you put on either side of the track. So the track's in the middle, so you put it on either side, and that works better. It's easier to detail and things like that. Of course, it doesn't look as fresh from the start, but I feel like that's the way I would go. And so obviously, I'm not an expert, but that's my opinion. All right, now I'm going to get those passenger cars. All right. We have my only 2 passenger cars, which are both Rivarossi cars. And I did fix the light in this one, so now it fully operates and steals more power from the locomotive. So I'll set these guys up in the little staging area I have. Of course, the baggage car first. Make sure I don't hit my hands on the other locomotive. There we go, coupled up, nice and easy. And the second one here, coupled up nice and easy. Yeah, that's just a low coupler. Yeah, I think that might be an issue on that locomotive, just it being so low down. But let's set it off. Let's see how it works. And if not, I might just have to retire that locomotive for the night pretty early, because I find with live streams my patience gets a little bit shortened when things like that happen. Because, well, I'll remind people who hasn't joined yet. Obviously, people in the future might get a little annoyed by this. But yeah, this happened at the start of the live stream. Card decided, yeah, I want to fall off the table and loosen my weight. So the weight came loose. And then I set the locomotive back together. I'll not use the base. But I set it like, not here, but on the other edge where there's a wider lip. So it should have fit, because the gap's about that big. And so it should have fit, but that locomotive overhung a little bit and knocked it off, and it fell off a second time, fully opening it up. And I'm going to get this locomotive moving before it burns out. There you go. Oof. Really keeps you on your toes here, live streaming. But yeah, that was a fun way to start off the live stream. And so I think I'm going to retire this locomotive for the night. The little Alco Century, due to the fact that it's been running for the past almost 20 minutes. And so, bye-bye little Tyco Century. I'm going to set you by the other little switcher. And I'm going to up that speed here. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't get stopped now. Alright, I'm hoping nothing went wrong. I went to grab my water. Oof. Alright, I think it's going alright. Alright. What loco do you guys want to run next? We got a whole, selection here. It's a little bit blurry and fuzzy and all. I think I can. Can I zoom in? I can. Yeah, with the YouTube live streaming, my quality goes down pretty far. But you can see there's GP30, Alco PA, Fairbanks Morris locomotive. Again, its name is super long, so it's hard to read. It's an FM H16-44 is what it technically is. That's the little black zebra stripe locomotive up here. It's that one. Obviously a GG1. Saw one in real life last weekend. 2 steam locomotives in the back. Tyco GP20, F unit, bullet nose, Fairbanks Morris, little switcher. And so that's what we got for locomotives today. Got 2 more F units, I think, that I didn't point out. And so let's zoom back all the way to where I was. You guys can get a pretty full view of the layout here. And so if you guys got your suggestions, we're willing to run those. Sorry if you can hear the water bottle. Gotta clear my throat, make sure I'm able to talk for so long. All right, I'm gonna see if I can put another car on the end of that tree. Or at least one that'll hopefully stay together. And so, make sure that the couplers are about the same height as they stay. I think that should be alright. It's a little bit of a short train, so I want to make it a little longer. I guess I'll put its second little partner on. Oh no. Little gremlin. Guess there's also. Alright, I don't know if you heard me in the background while I was getting something out, but little update on the 060. He's not fixed up yet, or she is not fixed up yet. The motor has gone really bad. I've done my best to really clean it up, and it's just gone pretty bad. And so I'm going to have to take this fully apart again to get a deep cleaning in it. And yeah, that's fun because the second I put it on the track and put even about 6 volts in, it's just not a lot, you know. And it just starts smoking, and I'm like, all right, this sucker's going to have to come fully apart. And so that's a little update on that guy. And I guess another locomotive I didn't point out earlier is this Campbell Soup locomotive. And so if you're familiar with the channel, you've seen it quite a bit. I guess I'll set it back here on the turntable. And that guy lost his passenger coaches. So I'm going to stop. There we go. Silence. I'm going to stop because lost his passenger coaches. And that, to me, is a sign that it is time for you to retire. Because this happens once, I did not want to have to deal with it again, miss it off camera, and then something's derailed or off the table. Not taking my chances tonight. Alright, there you go. Run a lot of Santa Fe, so let's run something that's not Santa Fe now. Let's get the passenger coaches off. Hopefully they don't fall off the track like they did last time. Alright, let's get a loco running. Who do we want? I think let's pull out. That's another red loco. I'm trying to keep them all a little bit color diverse. This one. This one's pretty hidden. I did point it out earlier. Yeah. The little Amtrak Century unit that is actually supposed to be, I think, a GP9 in real life. So let's hook this up to a train here. This one up in front. And let's hope this one doesn't have any issues like the other ones. And so let's hook it up. This one hasn't run in a while. Ooh, this would be a good time to do that too. There we go. And snag its caboose and put that on the other end. And I gotta get a conversion card too. There you go. Yeah, both the caboose and the locomotive are horn hook couplers, so gotta always use the conversion cars, and they should now be wrong controller. I swear I'm not trying to do this on purpose, but these guys keep falling off the track. All right, let's try to get them back on. There we go, smoothly on. Oops, nope, you're off. There you go. You're on. Couple you up to get back here. Alright. Test 2. There we go. Alright, they're off. Alright. It's a shame that the light's not working in that locomotive anymore. It used to, but I think it's burnt out completely. It's an old incandescent bulb. And so, it never worked when I fully got it. But yeah, speaking about restorations and working on things like that, there should be 3 new locos coming pretty soon. And so those should be coming in the mail, as well as some new buildings. I got something in the chat. What are you doing? Rough on the cars. A lot of, yeah, I understand what you mean by that comment. A little rough on the cars. Yeah, a lot of these locomotives don't have terribly great, speed control. There we go. That's about a 2-volt difference. It's almost a dead stop. And pressing down on those cars, I know those are both, that green gondola is my very first car I ever got, or came in the first train set I got. It's rough, and I know it's been through a lot, so I don't treat it with, let's say, the respect that I do with some of these other locomotives, because I know that it's one solid molded piece and won't come apart, so I can be a little bit rougher on it. But yeah, that's not how I normally act about things like this. But this is just a double accident that frustrates myself personally. And so other things like the scale trains thing, I always try to treat that with respect because I know it's delicate. But both of those are, I know from them just rolling around and other things like that, that they can take a hit and survive. That doesn't mean I want to, but all right, now let's get a train on the other line here. And so, who do you want to run? Okay, we're going orange, so let's run the opposite of orange. Man, the color wheel is not working for me. Green, I don't have green. Let's go Southern Pacific. Let's go orange with orange. And let's see if I can slow that down a little bit more. There we go. Now. And also some of these locomotives, I come to find out, it takes a warm-up for them to get their speed control back, because these locomotives haven't run in a while, so what it should truly be doing is giving them a little few laps to warm up, because they get, either the wheels get dirty, or something inside of them gets dirty, or I will say this about myself. I'm not the greatest mechanic with these model trains sometimes. I get them back to a decent shape, but some of the harder things I cannot fully do. And so, yeah. All right. Let's give this one a reverse test here. There we go. There. All right, this should be plenty warmed up. Let's get a train formed for the Alco PA1. So let's try to see. It's got horn hooks. Let's get out the horn hook cars so we get a train that properly fits it. Go Monsanto. Can't grab that one right now. Let's grab the horn hook cars. All right, there we go. We got a few cars for it now. Got some Monsanto, Burlington Northern, as well as the Santa Fe maintenance or crane car, but it's without the crane, so yeah. I bought it that way and didn't realize that it had a crane with it originally. That was at a train show a while back, about a year ago almost, yeah. And speaking about that, the channel itself is 2 years old. Oh, yeah, over 2 years old now. And so, that's lovely. Obviously, I posted my first video in November that year, so not no videos are that old. And so, yeah. There we go. One more car, and then we can set this one off. Main Street. Yep. Yeah, the growth on the channel has kind of been like something I haven't really experienced. And so, what does it say? Currently running down a trolley down Main Street, Memphis, watching my live stream. Well, thank you so much for being here and watching. And from Memphis, huh? I was around in that area kind of. Well, St. Louis isn't terribly far away, but yeah, I was about that area. I think I've been to Memphis once, but yeah. It's great to see that you're riding a trolley, man. I only ride trolleys, I think, once a year, and that's out in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. But yeah, All right, let's get this one off. Let's see, it's had to warm up a little bit. And so it should perform nicely because it is an aftermarket blue box unit. And it's creeping very slowly. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right, this should be a better speed to be rolling off now in. All right, I think I'll give the Amtrak locomotive about 2 more minutes and then we'll retire that one. Because normally when I run trains anyway, I'm doing switching operations or other things like that, so I don't normally put them under the strain of about 10 minutes of solid running. And most of these trains can pull a lot more than what I put them with, but I just want to be safe for things like live streams. All right, I'll try to reorganize the locomotives that I've already run for today, so I'll put them in kind of order. That should be a bit better. I'll readjust the angle a little. The camera angle a bit better. Make it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. There we go, that's a bit better. All right, let's give the Amtrak locomotive that's coming in just about now. Let's give that about 2 more laps and then we'll retire that one, as well as its caboose on the end. Matching caboose. Meow. Okay, luckily right now it's not too hot where I am, so I don't have to run the fan. But earlier in the live stream, you guys know. So when I just started off, I normally, if you've watched my past live streams or been at them, I normally start the live stream by with the fan on so I can cool off. But once I'm moving around and stuff like this, I'm not normally too warm. All right, now let's retire that Amtrak locomotive as it comes in here to the whatever station, because there's not a station on this side of the platform. But let's stop it. Wrong controller. All right, I need to label these. All right, well, I stopped it a little bit late, so let's take it off, as well as its caboose. Let's throw it back. And now, if you guys want to suggest another locomotive, we kind of got our sidings open with the big old hole. Those are the locomotives to choose from. And so, take its tender off too. I'll just set that off to the side. I don't want to finagle in from the shot there. Like I said earlier, for some of you guys that weren't here at the very beginning, I will probably hang up at least one of those signs up on the back blue wall there. The blue wall is about, 3 times taller than I show, just so I can capture a good angle of the whole layout and not just get lots of blue empty sky. And also with this YouTube stream, and the quality gets a little funky, so that's always nice, because I think my most recent video, the layout update video, was in 4K. And so for some of my shorter, like sub 5-minute videos, I try doing those in 4K 60 frames per second. And so I do that because that's easy and simple for me for all the stuff I do on my phone here. So this is just my phone on a tripod, because I don't have any fancy equipment like that. And I worked fine with all this stuff here. But I try doing all those videos in 4K because that's easy and simple. And for the very few viewers I have that are on TV, it makes it nicer and easier for them, or the people with more, let's say, high-end PCs who want to watch it in 4K. That's good for them. But most of my videos, will be in 1080, 30 frames per second. Which I always still find it interesting. Not trying to get onto a rant here, but like movies are in 24 frames per second, but a YouTube video is commonly in 30 frames per second. Like, I don't know, it always seems weird to me. All right, let's get another locomotive on the tracks here. So, you guys want to make a choice? You want me to? Because I think I'll stick with the orange theme, and I'll just put the little switcher on. The little Atherton Hustler locomotive here. Really tiny, really small, but I think the train that we have out here will be plenty good load. And so I don't know. I think my custom bands are working still pretty well. So let's set it on the track here. This one will also rock along the tracks. Doesn't need the conversion car, so you can take that off. Hope couples are fine. Yep, couplers are about the same height. Yeah, so let's make sure we use the right controller this time. And it's probably about a rocket, or else it's going to stop on the tracks. And we're going to try to give it a slow acceleration if I can. Alright. Wow, it's surprisingly running slow. I don't know. I guess for all my future ones now, I should probably give them a little bit more of a warm-up. But yeah. Alright, here we have a few more minutes or a few more laps of the Athearn locomotive, and then I'll take it off. We'll swap out. There we go. Now it's didn't even touch the controllers. My hands were right here, and it just decides, yeah, I'm gonna speed up. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know if it has to do something with my controllers, because the controllers I use for this layout are making a little funky sounds here. But all right, I gotta get that. All right, I saw somebody request a yellow F unit, so I'll get to that in just a second here. But the Athearn Hustler has decided to call it quits on the layout. And so you can hear my panic sounds here. And so, okay, let's test this guy to see if he's doing all right now. Okay. That's very interesting. Not only this loco hauls a little bit, it can haul a train a little bit larger normally, so. And I'm not trying to be rough with the starts and stops. It literally just does it itself. I'll move about 2 bolts and it'll decide, yeah, I'm stopping. Dead on the tracks. Nothing. All right. Let's see if it wants to couple up with the train back there. And so let's back that up. And if it doesn't couple, I'll go back over it myself. Ooh, did it? Nope, it didn't. Okay. I'll get that myself then. All right. Come here. Pull this forward a bit more. There we go. You doing all right now? All right, set it off. There we go. All right. Oop. A little herky-jerky over those switches, but it should be fine. I guess that's also another reason why, I don't know, at least my experience with the Bachmann Easy Track is the switches are a little funky with shorter wheelbase locomotives, but that's generally how they're funky with most brands are generally funky with short wheelbase locomotives. All right. Let's give the Athearn a few more laps, and then we will put on my very first locomotive that I got. This is a Union Pacific F9. It was only a few weeks ago, not a few weeks ago, about 9 months ago that and that goes up. Yeah. But either rockets or stops, so it stopped off stage. But it's about 9 months ago that I realized that this is actually an F9 instead of an F7. So I had to change a few older videos that were all labeled like F7 something, F7 something to F9 because I was like, ooh, it's technically different. All right, so let's give the Athearn, once it finishes back to the station here, we'll pull it off and then we'll stick on loco here and we will put on its matching caboose. And so, I think it was 2018, that was when I first bought that locomotive, used in a train set, and I still use its controller on the layout today since I've not invested in more high quality controllers and other things like that. So we'll stop it right in front of the other switch. There we go. I think I went a little bit too far. But it's alright. Let's swap these out. We'll actually give it a little bit of warm up before I pull the train because this locomotive has not run for actually like it's gone for a long time now. All right, well, it's a little out of shot here, but I'll get it warmed up. All right, forward. And this one can be pretty loud, but I mean, that's when I first got it, it was pretty loud. And then I realized that some of these other, like the Tyco ones, are really loud screamers. And I'm like, it's a little annoying. And so we'll let it come to the end here. We'll throw it in reverse, and that should be a good enough warm-up where it doesn't want to suddenly decide that it wants to foul up on me. And so this one's got pretty decent speed control at the lower speeds, but it does just have the Bachmann pancake motor, so not the greatest in that sense. Ooh, I can also grab its tender once it comes back. And so, slow down, take a couple, I have no idea. Get this open. And I do love how the little Athearn unit just decides, yeah, I'm going to speed up random. I think I touched on that earlier, but yeah, it's just always interesting. My hand did it. I don't know if that was on camera or not. There. Now it should be good to go in forwards. And so, off you go. Let's see if it wants to. There we go, everything's coupled up. And I'm going to stop this guy right here. Alright, yep, that's a good time to get this guy off. An easy way to tell with these Athearn Hustler units is the fact that if they feel a little bit warm on the outside, well, there's not a lot of speed control with them anyway, but if they feel a little warm, it's time to get them off the tracks because I don't know how easily these burn, but I want to get them off before I cause any damage. Unlike that boxcar where it just smashed off the table. I'm still kind of, that's still hilarious. I need to put that in the thumb or the title eventually or something like boxcar flies off the table. I mean, it's out of shot anyway, so you guys didn't really experience here. But if you guys want to suggest a new loco here, I'll zoom in for y'all. The quality I know is pretty bad, but we got some. All right, let's see how well my zooming in does compared to the zooming out here. All right, not bad. All right, oh, thank you, Harold. I think that was kind of, just let me check. Yeah, thank you, Harold. I know it's not the greatest layout, but it's something that's functional and I'm able to have fun with. And I try not to get into like every single detail, and obviously I'm on a bit of a budget compared to other people, so I do the best with what I can do because I've pointed it out in some of my layout update videos, but I think I can just snag that out of shot. Or it's just in the corner of the shot. This that I use as a little piece of pavement, let me rebend it a little, is actually a piece of linoleum or like bathroom tile or like cheap bathroom tile. And so I use this as a bit of pavement. So that shows the effectiveness of whatever, the little feeders, craftiness and skills for crafting a layout. Or a cheap way to craft a layout. Because this whole table is my dad and I's whole design of everything and the little controller stand. So, I mean, when I got into all this, like I said earlier, I was on the ground and I had a little circle. And then it kind of evolved into I don't have the shape anymore. I used to have a notebook that had how my layout has changed. And so it kind of went into this more shape, except you can see where it just goes diagonal. It did diagonal on both ends. And so that fit really well on the floor. That was only a one-track layout. And so I guess you can see this all if you go to like the really, really old videos on the channel, like some of those old not live streams, I didn't live stream then. Some of those old running sessions, like I think it's like GG1 Christmas. I feel like that's a good way to show how the layout was about a month into getting into YouTube and stuff like that. And so I'm happy with how it's all changed. And the grass mats, I've had a little struggle, so my opinion on those has changed a little bit. Because the little corner over here, there's a corner on the edge of the layout that just always crinkles up and pops up in the sun. So I don't know if the sun's reacting with the glue or something, but it's just never staying down. And so I think in the end I'm going to just cut that chunk out and put something like hard or kind of like those tiles or something. I might move those eventually over to that little corner in there. So I just don't deal with that because I do have the windows over here. I guess to the left of y'all. And we do have some sunlight here. And so that's just shining on in. I guess that adds them a little bit more white light, which is nice. So I try to shoot most of my videos midday-ish. And so, yeah. Alright. Time to run a new loco. I think we got a mixed goods strain. We got Illinois Central and Gulf on that hopper. So I'm going to run Illinois Central locomotive. Snag it from back here. And let's throw it on the front here. But we will need a conversion card. I don't have a caboose to go along with it, so it'll just run. I probably realistically did anyway in like the 60s or so. And so, Missouri and St. Louis hopper comes to use again. And this is also, that was also one of my first hopper cars. And I kind of can show that, actually I'll get this one to warm up before I do anything like I have with the other ones. But, yeah, that one really needed the warm up, but kind of like the way my channel shows that the fact that you don't need money to do all this stuff, or just other channels too that I've seen this kind of stuff. But I do it for fun, you know. I don't make money out of any of this stuff, and in the end, I don't plan on making really any money out of this. I just do it as a hobby and a pastime. And you know, the three of you that are here right now, enjoy this. I'm assuming enough to stay here for this long, but yep. I do it for fun, and I enjoy the company of other people who also do this for fun, or the less fortunate of us who don't have a layout at home, or their layout is a hodgepodge like mine. Yeah. There we go. Alright, I think that's plenty of a warm-up. Let's see if it wants to go. Just need a little help. And it is really off. Jeez, that Illinois Central locomotive does not normally hit, well, let's say, that speed, because it's not terribly fast in reality, but yeah, I'm just like, it normally cruises a lot slower. We're not at that high of a percentage, so let's get a little bit more reasonable freight speed here. This one is an old Tyco with the 5-pole motor, which is nice. I think all of my Tycos are the older style with the 5-pole. But yeah. Alright, almost 50 minutes in. Probably be another 50 minutes anyway, and then I'll be done. Because I don't got that much time for this live stream, and I kind of plan them out so I can schedule things. How big is my layout? My layout is 5 feet this way, 8 feet that way. And so it's kind of a similar ratio to the phone, so it's a nice for doing that. But I'm not trying to diss on the 4-foot by 8-foot layout. That is just, you know, a single sheet of plywood just going all the way across. But I wanted something bigger to where I could spread out more and get some larger curves and everything like that, and get a second line. And so that's why I went for the slightly bigger 5 by 8. And that means there is just a 4 by 8 here and then like a half foot back there. But that, in the end, that doesn't matter terribly much to me, because, well, you can't really, there's nothing that we could really do around it anyway. And that actual back foot is actually, I think it's, you know, instead of just being one sheet of masonite, what it's made out of, or mason board, can't remember what the name of it is, masonite or mason board that this is made out of. I think it's actually 2 layers thick, so the track does actually go up in an incline a little bit, and then it comes back down. And so you can't see it terribly well with the grass mat, which is one thing I like because it hides that slow, gradual elevation. But yeah, I mean, that's why I chose, and that's why I went with. That's what I got. That's what I built. With a little help, of course. I didn't do this all by myself, man. I ain't the strongest of humans. Yeah, I mean, it's not terribly refined. I mean, the wood is sanded down a little bit, but it's literally hand sanded, so I mean, it ain't the greatest nor the best. All right, we'll give this UP locomotive a few more laps, and then we might replace it with a steam locomotive because we haven't run with one of those. Unless you guys got a different suggestion, but I don't want to burn out my locos, so try to keep them swapping it. It also keeps it pretty fresh for you guys. And so we'll just give it a few more laps here, and then you guys can suggest a new one to run, or I'll just probably choose one like I normally do sometimes. And also for the few of you that are fresh in here, this is kind of a live stream, as the title suggests, for hitting the big 300 subscribers. And so I'm happy about that and pepped up. And so this is just kind of celebratory for me and for you guys for making it this far and being a part of this channel. Or for you guys that are just tapping in that aren't even subscribed, I'm not going to pressure you into it. If you're here having a fun time, good for you. I'm having a fun time, so let's all groove along here. All right, give it, I'll say 2 more laps and then I'll take it off. The UP one. Almost fell. The water bottle almost fell over. All right, 1 more lap. At least I think my counting's right. I changed my little paper here. I just realized I had a mistake on my little sticky note of locos because some of these names I can't always remember. I gotta find a pen. Let's just stop the UP and then I'll see if I can find a pen somewhere. Alright, and there we go. Stop it right at the station here. Swap it out. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I don't know how long this is delayed from me saying stuff and getting to you guys, but thanks very much. So I'm not trying to be mean and be late, but yeah, that's kind of the delay. Alright. Cannot find a pen, so we'll swap out Union Pacific. And let's do something else here. And so we'll set it in the background with the other ones. Slowly covering up the signs. And so now, I think it's, like I said, I'm going to run a steam locomotive. And so I'm going to go with my oldest one first, actually. Ow. That hurt. Bell just stabbed me as I went down for put my thumb over it, stabbed me. That hurt. All right, this one is not going to be the greatest runner, so this one's definitely going to need a warm-up before we get into it all. Also, I will note, the tender drawbar is a paper clip. This loco never came with one, so that is what I have improvised from, I think it's not 2020, but it might have been from 2021 or 2019. I can't remember how exactly old this loco is. Well, I had it before. I think that it's from 2019. I'm going to settle on that number, and that's what I'm going to say it is. Let's get it warmed up first. Actually, I'm going to do a hot swap. I don't know if that's the technical railroading term for this, but throw that switch and just... There. Obviously, the power's cut out, but I'm just going to... swap it, because I want to normally run steam locomotives on the outside line, because first of all, they don't do so well on the inside line, and second of all, they always cut out, and that's one of the reasons they don't do so well. And so now I'm going to do a little swappage here, and you guys, the viewers, can enjoy a little bit more clarity in my voice, because it's not being covered up by the locos constantly. I don't know how loud they are for you, but I'll see you, I guess, once the live stream's over. And so let's uncouple so I can quickly swap. I don't know if I backed it up enough. Did I? Did I? I didn't. A little bit more. Oh, too far. I coupled. Some of these cars are very lightweight, so they come off the track pretty easily. Ooh, I can actually use... Let's hope they all make it over the switch there. There we go. Switch back. Put the loco this side. And now the locomotives are not moving in the correct direction for railroad safety or the technical side. But that's half the fun of models. You know, you don't have to. Here, give this one quite a bit of a warm up here. And set off the GP20 again. And so this steamer's got to get plenty of a warm up. It is, well, from now 1950, 50 or 55 about, I think. Did some research on it, a little light research, I did not do too much. But yeah, it's very old. And so we'll just let it slowly get back into running again. And hope it does all right. It doesn't have any light. The light on it is just a painted, whatever, silver paint over the headlight. And so you should see it just in the background now, cruising by. And so this is the first steam locomotive I got. I got it at a train show in 2019, so I think I had a table. Yeah, I had a table. There was no... The channel wasn't created yet, but I had a table for my trains. And that was the era of single track, you know, a single loop around. Might have been 2021. I know it's not 2020. That's the year I cannot say it is. I gotta go back in my memory to find out. I guess I also have videos like the restoration of this loco that I can use. And I think I said in that video that I would do a paint restoration to it. That is, I'm sorry to say, but that is not coming anytime soon. That is not on the agenda or anything. And for the most part, I still need to fully get better with my skills and make it so it can actually run successfully. And so now we'll have it back up once again here. And then we should be good. Set it off. And then I think we'll also get the GP20 swapped out. So if you guys have suggestions on what next to run, either the GP30, GG1, the Pacific locomotive, some F units still. We got 2 more to run. We also have GE Fairbanks Morris as well. 2 Fairbanks Morrises. And so we'll have it back up into its train here. Let's pull that in over here so we can couple up on the straight at least. And hopefully it'll do alright and it won't just derail, stop, or anything like that. I'm not the biggest fan of running these guys on live streams anyway. They kind of normally act up or something like that. Alright, it's coming in, it's coming in, it's coming in, it's coming in, it's coming in. And, oh, I stopped it a little early, but that'll be alright. There we go. And so forwards you are. Come on. Okay, little push. Little push. There we go, okay. A little high speed, but then it should run efficiently. Alright, one more lap, we'll get the GP20 off. But I'm not trying to be harsh on the locomotive, but this one has to run a bit faster so it doesn't stop and cut out. And also this one performs decently well for its size. It can pull quite a bit because it's all die cast, the boiler and the tender and all that. There we go. It's actually doing pretty well right now. I haven't run it, like I said, in a while. Alright, GP20, you are done for today. And it only took me, I only realized just now in this live stream, but I have a lot of red and orange locomotives. I mean, me just setting them out here, doing all the ones that I run. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of what, 9? And no, 7 of 8. There we go, 7 of 8. I can't count right. 7 of 8 of them have at least orange or red. And the other outlier, whoop, there we go. Yeah, caught it early. This guy derailed. Ooh, bad derail. All right. Let's hope he's back and off and ready. Send it off again. Oh, wrong track. Nope, other way. All right. Hey, what's up? Exploring Pennsylvania. Got it. Make sure I'm reading that right because I about said Explorer, Pennsylvania. All right, we'll set this one off here, see if it's doing all right. And I'm gonna wait a while till I run the other steam locomotive because I like to, like I said, run it on the outside track. But I will be back in just a second. Hopefully everything goes all right. Alright, I'm back. Nothing bad happened. I could at least hear the trains the entire time, or train. So I knew something wasn't bad happening. Alright. I'm gonna say I'm gonna choose Blue Santa Fe. Blue Santa Fe, this is a U. Oh, and I just caught it now. There we go. It's a U28B. This is an after and blue box unit. And so I'll be running this one now. And I think it'll do it on the, well, I'll have to do it on the inside line. And I will take off the car here, the conversion car, stick on the loco. Go, as well as add boost, set it on over here, just at a shot. And so, so one simple easy trick for your layouts, if you want to maximize, if you're like me, and actually we'll give it a warm up first, I keep forgetting that, but if you're like me and you have a lot of horn hook couplers, as well as knuckle couplers, simple easy trick around that is, if I can find a caboose that's not on the line right now, is doubling up on your couplers. So I'll just grab this one right now. I'll grab the Santa Fe one. I'll do this really quick. You see on one end there's a horn hook, on the other there's a knuckle coupler. And so yeah, it makes it easy just to stick it on the train because you don't have to worry about, well, is this one a knuckle coupler one, or is this one a horn hook one? And now I gotta fix the Santa Fe. Alright. One more strike and you're out, pal. I guess we're doing 4 strikes here on the channel. For this one at least. It's not that bad of an issue. Alright, stop it. Ooh, a little hard. Good couple. Let's stick the caboose back on. Caboose is back on. Go forward. Alright, we'll give it a few more laps of Varney and then we'll pull it off for the night. And so we'll just give it 2 more because I don't want to. I think this one's been running for about, I don't know, 8 minutes or so. So I want to be nice to them. And I'll actually get a train then run in the proper direction here. And so I think one of the issues with this locomotive is the fact that obviously it has 6 driving wheels, but only, it's like these 2 have flanges, these 2 have flanges, and then these middle 2 don't. All right, that's the last strike. I'll hit this last strike before it finishes the last 2 laps. So I guess I can show it now that it's off. Balance it in one hand. So, wrong camera. These 2 have flanges, these 2 have flanges. And so, these are flat. Sorry, you should... No, I'm not going to crash ones. I did that once in a video. And it took me about an hour to get the right crash with model trains. And no, there's not one that I can treat bad enough that I have a disdain for that I can crash one. But, well, okay, you know what? You weren't here at the start. You missed a crash that happened slightly off camera. But, little boxcar here decided that it didn't want to be on the table anymore. And it decided that it wanted its weight loose. And so it decided, I'm going to fall off the table just right by the switch, and it just rocketed off. I'm like, Okay, I don't know why you chose to do that. And then take it later, I put them back together, and I set it on the layout on the far side. And a train comes by and just snags literally one of these little handrails. And it just goes, okay, I'm gonna fall again. And I'm like, nope, this guy's on the ground. All the other stuff that is within 2 tracks or 2 inches of the track is coming off. Don't want it to fall. I mean, that was the first piece of rolling stock I ever got, literally, though. I think it was 2016. So 2 years before I had a layout, I got that car. All right, let's pull these back in. Oh, that's why. Just figured out why I couldn't find the Union Pacific caboose. It's because it was running right now. All right, let's set that off to the side so I can easily grab it again. But still somewhere it doesn't get smacked. All right. I think I got a bit of a lull right now. And so we've been running a lot of Santa Fe, so I think... not Santa Fe. It's too many Santa Fe to think about. I think I'm going to go Milwaukee Road here. Oop. Milwaukee Road, F7 unit. I'll grab its whole train and get that ready. It's got a whole passenger train and set with it. So if you're new to the channel, that's something new to see. Hopefully it doesn't fall. Did I kill power to it? Yeah, I did. Okay. I want to rock it off. Figuratively or literally. Alright, I'll set these freight cars on the ground then, and I'll get its passenger cars all set up. I do apologize if I do get a bit quiet during the live stream, because I'm walking around the room. The only mic is on the camera itself. So that's kind of the situation I'm working with here. I try to get a little bit louder the farther I would get away from the camera, so I stay about the same volume. But let me guys know if it gets better, worse, or anything like that. All right, passenger coaches, and one of them lost their wheels, but I know that one normally does that, so I get prepared for it. All right, first car, baggage car. Next car, dining car, but it lost its wheel. This is the one that always loses its wheel. So set it on the track right so it doesn't lose its wheel. These ones do not actually light up. These are just AHM cars, unlike my other ones that are Riverossi and light up and all that fancy bells and whistles. We'll turn this one on. Well, you guys saw it on camera. Somehow the horn hook coupled up with the knuckle coupler. And so I wasn't expecting that. As you can tell, it fell off the table. Yeah. Luckily, these ones are a little bit more rugged, and I don't worry about that as much. And I'll put bogey is back on now. Bogey is back on, and let's go turn that, put it back on. There we go. Regular passenger coach, or economy seating if you want to call it that, I guess. It's not really economy back then, so. Alright, and I will get the dummy unit to go behind it as well. That's just in one of these drawers. There we go. And dummy unit looks pretty similar. Yes, the airport is from Thomas Trackmaster. That has been on my layout before I had a table. I mean, that was one of the earliest things, so about 2019, got a table. And it was, ooh, how did I do that? It was there on the carpet before I had a table. Yeah, that is. It's only recently that I found the water tower that goes with it. But yeah. And I don't have Jeremy on the layout. I used to have Jeremy on the layout. There's a few like Reddit posts from back a while back when I used to post on Reddit and stuff that have Jeremy on it in the old layout. All right, let's get this train set off, and I'll pull off the GE. So this one's a passenger train. It can take some decent speed, and so it doesn't need really a warm up. All right, I'll show off something in the background. Oh no, Jeremy is still here. I don't normally pay attention to Jeremy, so I don't see that side of the layout too much. But yeah, here's Jeremy, not JJ the jet plane, but just Jeremy. And then the other cool thing I found is this is actually at a train show. This is an HO scale biplane from Campbell Soup, so it fits with all the loco and the other cars I have on the layout. But yeah, I think a guy in my model train club said they used to sell these at Walmart. But I looked up the dimensions and I found out that this model and its real life counterpart, so this fits perfectly in the 187th of HO scale. So I'll put these back on the layout. And now you can see the passenger train is really ripping down the line. Jeremy is back. Campbell Soup is back. I also just used the water tower to store some of my extra wires that came with buying the other switches and stuff like that. I just bought that. But yeah, all right. One more lap for the Santa Fe, and then we'll take it off, swap it out. Try not to put another Santa Fe on, but out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out of 6 remaining locomotives, 2 of them are Santa Fe. And so I think what I'm going to do, unless you guys have a better suggestion here, stop it pretty, I'll let it go to the station a bit later. There we go. All right, Santa Fe. Another Santa Fe. Another Santa Fe done. But now what I'm thinking is you go for the direct rival of Santa Fe and grab a Bachmann Spectrum GP20. And so this is one of their more rare like Spectrum diesels. This Bachmann Spectrum normally specializes in steam locos. But this one's a nice model that I picked up for I think $30. Not bad price for it. And so yeah, I'll set it down on the layout with the black cars. Kind of matches its Oreo. I refer to this one in like titles and thumbnails as Oreo because the black, the cookie cream cookie kind of look. I don't know if anybody else thinks of it as that way, but that's how I think of it. And yeah, this was kind of it's always fun to take this one apart because it has about 5 screws holding it all together, and so it's always fun trying to remember where they all go in the end and everything. I will take off the Santa Fe caboose. That is not needed. This is not a Santa Fe loco. And so I'll just set it by the other cabooses I have. Caboose, if you want to be like that. But yeah. All right. EMG GP30, you are off. We're on the switch. Oh no, it's off the track. There. Someone derailed on the switch. Them people that live in the houses everywhere. They're doing this here. Oh, that's hilarious, man. I wasn't even thinking that. Took me a second to read that. Oh, man. The people who live on the layout. Man, I don't even know how some of these people live on the layout, because that church back there, some of those little Christmas houses, they got Christmas decorations, and it's July. I mean, I feel like these people, excel in the feeling of, I don't care. I feel like, yeah. I mean, they got a literal missile launch site in their city square. I mean, putting a locomotive in the yard has just got to be nothing, really. I mean, they don't got no property lines. They wake up the next morning and there's a German station platform behind their house, That's got to be hilarious, man. I never thought of it. All right. We got to get over that now. Gotta stop the giggling. So right now there's no Santa Fe running, so that means I can run another Santa Fe locomotive. Try to not have only Santa Fe locos, but I mean, a lot of them already burnt through anyway. Alright, we'll be looking at about 75 minutes in. 75, it's hour 15. I'll probably be here for maybe another 45 minutes. GG1, you want to run the GG1? I can do that. One passenger train to another passenger train, let's go. Wait till it pulls in here. Might take me a second to swap it all out, but yeah. And slow it on down. Yeah, that EMD GP30 is a little groggy. I don't know. The other Bachmann Spectrum I have is also, as I say, groggy, but I mean, what can I do? I'm not going to set them on the signs. They're just going to be a little bit out of shot here, those two. We'll swap out all the passenger cars because I got 2 passenger Amtrak cars, even though they are double-deckers and those never ran with the GG1. Yep. I got these from my great uncle. He had them for quite a few years and never ran them because he never ended up getting the layout. But yeah, he's still with us. So yeah, bingo, these two. Well, yeah, Superliners. I about said Surfliner. I'm like, that is not right. Surfliner. These are not from California. Yeah. I'm not trying to get political. Swap off all the Milwaukee heavyweights. Just set them somewhere I don't trip over before I can sort them at the end of the night. And, yep. Alright, let's put the Superliners on. I think I'll go observation car closest to the loco. And then we'll have... Yep, my Superliners are in Phase 4 and Phase 3, so they don't look like anything that runs today. Yep. Sightseer lounge and a sleeper. Actually, sleepers go in front of sightseers. Forgot this was a sleeper. It looks literally like a normal car. So I'm like, come on. Nope, I love seconds. The coupler decides I'm gonna lock up. There we go. There, sightseer, or sleeper and sightseer. Now let's grab the GG1. Where's the F? F's on the other end. I'll swap this not on the table so I don't risk it. I'm dropping this because this is, on record, the only locomotive that has fallen off the layout. Ever. Since I got a table, and even before I had a table, no locos fell off. And I want to keep it that way. Because this is, spent a pretty penny on this one. This is from 2021. Because, I know that because I got it for the 50th anniversary of Amtrak. So, that's when I got this one. And it runs pretty well, runs really smooth. I got some sticky tack on coupler because I did that when I was a few years younger, and I wanted to keep some coaches from stopping coupling, so I just stuck that in the coupler. I regret that. I can probably clean that pretty easily, but yep. All right, dual headlights. Let's go. This is the just DC version. I only got one DC locomotive or I only have one DCC chip. I don't have it in the loco right now, but it goes in the little black zebra stripe one there. It's interesting because my pointing, for me, is not the same for you guys. So I was pointing like I do. I'm like, that's not the right loco. All right. I think this is going to be the end of the live stream here. We're about 80 minutes. And so see you guys next time. I'd like to thank you guys so much for the 300 subscribers here. Yeah, I didn't think in the end I could get this far in. I said from the very start this can only be an hour and 15. All right. So I'll get this all cleaned up here, and I'd like to thank you guys so much. I know it's a little bit abrupt here, but I'm getting to the end of my window. I got a tight schedule here. All right, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. I don't know when this exactly cuts off, so I'll keep saying bye. All right, bye-bye.